Welcome back to Mastering Healthcare Administration. In this lesson, we continue our journey into international business, the New Realities 6th edition. Today's focus is on the globalization of markets and the internationalization of the firm, which is Chapter 2. Globalization is more than an economic buzzword. It's the framework that explains how firms operate, how nations interact, and how your career will be shaped in the years ahead. Defining globalization of markets. First is the concept of market globalization. At its core, market globalization is the growing interdependence of national economies. Think of the world economy as a giant marketplace where borders matter less and firms can reach customers anywhere. One striking feature is the rise of born global firms. These are companies that don't wait decades to internationalize. They go global from day one. For example, a French robotic startup founded in 2015 had operations on 4 continents by 2020. Why? Because globalization made entry easier and cheaper than ever before. The global value chain. Second is the value chain, the set of activities a firm undertakes to deliver products or services. In the past, companies had to keep most of these activities within one country. Today, globalization allows firms to spread the chain across the globe. A company might conduct R&D in Japan, source components from Mexico, manufacture in Poland, and market in the United States. Healthcare firms do the same. Clinical trials in India, drug manufacturing in Ireland, and medical device assembly in Singapore. This internationalization of the value chain is the backbone of competitive advantage in the global era. Driving forces of globalization. Third are the drivers. 4 powerful forces are accelerating globalization. First, reduction of trade barriers. Governments have opened markets supported by institutions like the World Trade Organization. Second, market liberalization. Huge economies such as China, India, and former Soviet states have opened their doors to global commerce. Third, industrialization and modernization. Developing nations are moving up the value chain, producing advanced goods and services. Fourth, integration of financial markets. Capital now flows across borders instantly, enabling firms of all sizes to invest and grow internationally. Together, these forces create an environment where no firm can afford to remain purely domestic. Technology as the primary enabler. Fourth is technology, the engine of globalization. Information technology and digitalization. Tools like intranets, cloud computing, and global e-commerce platforms connect businesses at near zero cost. Amazon, Alibaba, and similar platforms are now the world's global marketplaces. Communications revolution. High-speed internet, video conferencing, and social media enable seamless collaboration. A hospital can manage suppliers in multiple countries from a single office. Production technologies. AI, robotics, and 3D printing make it possible to produce specialized products for foreign markets efficiently. A fast food chain in China uses AI to tailor menus to local tastes. Transportation efficiency. Massive container ships and modern logistics systems have slashed the cost of moving goods worldwide. Technology doesn't just support globalization, it accelerates it. Dimensions of globalization. Fifth are the observable dimensions of globalization. Integration of national economies. Examples include the European Union or NAFTA. Convergence of lifestyles. Consumers worldwide increasingly want similar products: smartphones, clothing brands, even fast food. Globalization of services. Banking, insurance, education, and healthcare are no longer local but delivered across borders. Growth of investment flows. Cross-border capital has become a normal part of business strategy. For healthcare, this means patients expect similar levels of care globally, and providers compete with international benchmarks. Firm-level consequences. Sixth is what globalization means for firms themselves. Offshoring, relocating value chain activities abroad to cut costs or improve efficiency. Reshoring, bringing activities back home when risks or costs abroad rise. Nearshoring, moving activities to a closer country for logistical or political advantages. These strategic decisions affect competitiveness and resilience. For healthcare administrators, similar choices apply when sourcing medical devices, outsourcing IT, or managing supply chain risks. Societal consequences of globalization. Seventh is the societal side. because globalization affects not just firms but communities and nations. Risks, contagion, economic shocks spread rapidly, as in the 2008 recession or COVID-19 pandemic. Loss of sovereignty. Large firms sometimes overshadow small governments. Employment challenges. Jobs shift abroad, creating inequality in advanced economies. Cultural and environmental impacts. Industrialization often damages the environment, though rising affluence can push for sustainability. Global brands may pressure cultures to converge, but nationalism and identity movements push back, protecting traditions. Is globalization advancing or receding? Finally, the big question: is globalization advancing or receding? Trade tensions, nationalism, and supply chain shocks suggest slowdown. Yet digitalization, consumer demand, and global competition push forward. The reality may be a transformation, not an end of globalization. Why study this as a future professional? For you as a student or professional, understanding globalization isn't optional. It directly shapes employability. CKR Intangible Human Skills, adaptability, teamwork, communication, cultural intelligence are crucial to succeed in a global environment. CKR Tangible Process Tools like project management, strategic analysis, and decision-making frameworks equip you to navigate international complexity. Together, these skills help you thrive in organizations where global forces influence every decision. Conclusion: globalization is both an opportunity and a challenge. It integrates markets, empowers firms, and creates wealth. Yet it also spreads risks, shifts jobs, and tests cultural resilience. For healthcare administrators and business leaders, mastering globalization means balancing benefits with challenges and applying the right human skills and process tools. This lesson was based on International Business, The New Realities, 6th edition.